Hi girls and guys, it's Lady Illyria here with my next part of This War Is Mine for Agents of Dust. We ended the last episode with a sad note of GentlemanMaj dying for freezing to death, and let's see how this one goes. Savage Dragon returns with a great haul, only to find that Illy wasn't coping after the loss of GentlemanMaj. She fled in the night, stealing some of our supplies. She took one piece of food. Will we ever see her again? This only leaves SashaTheBugEye and Savage Dragon left in the shelter. We found books while we were out, unable to read them though, as we need fuel in order to cook meals. While Savage Dragon cooks, SashaTheBugEye decides that she needs to board up our shelter. This will help keep bandits out and the warmth in. Savage Dragon hasn't eaten in days, so he decides that he's going to eat 2 complete meals, and then on no sleep, he still helps out. He helps board up the shelter with SashaTheBugEye. Checking the diaries, Savage Dragon's faults were only our food. He's thankfully eaten since he wrote that this morning. SashaTheBugEye's only faults are our food as well. Neither of them have noted the fact that Illy has left. There is a bang at the door. Who could it be? It's someone calling for our help. Can they be trusted? It's our neighbours again, begging for help. The military are shooting more and more in their area, and they need to reinforce their shelter. They have all the items they need, but just need the men to help out. SashaTheBugEye doesn't think about it. She agrees straight away and leaves with them. She will help them reinforce their shelter. Hopefully, Savage Dragon will be okay on his own. Savage Dragon updates his diary. He thinks they should have reinforced their shelter without their help. After all, is it really their problem? We would like to have continued boarding up the shelter, but we are now out of wood. So instead, Savage Dragon decides to see what's going on outside. So he makes a radio. He's very irritated while he's making it, and he keeps shouting, "Screw this," and wishes that he left the city when he had the chance. Once the radio is made, he checks it, and he hears that the military are abusing their power, and they even bombed a local marketplace, killing and wounding many people. After this tragic news, Savage Dragon decides to head to bed. He needs some sleep. After all, he's been up all night and most of the day. With SashaTheBugEye not back yet, it leaves Savage Dragon to make decisions. Should he risk going out for supplies, leaving the shelter unguarded? He decides that we desperately need supplies. It's far too important to miss out an opportunity to get some, and he heads to St. Mary's Church, taking lockpicks and crowbar with him. Savage Dragon remembers this place. He used to come here as a child with his parents. Not wanting to leave the shelter for long, he grabs the first items he can and then heads back home. He finds components and wood. Day 8. Savage Dragon returns to the shelter, relieved to find SashaTheBugEye has also safely returned. But with no one guarding the shelter last night, we were raided. They stole so much. They took fuel, food and wood. Savage Dragon can see how exhausted SashaTheBugEye is. She really needs to rest. Checking the diary, SashaTheBugEye is concerned about the shelter. We must defend it, otherwise we will not survive. Even with being robbed during the night, we had enough wood from what Savage Dragon had found to continue boarding up the holes in our shelter. SashaTheBugEye, too exhausted to help, heads to bed. We have now boarded up all the holes in our walls, and then we notice our heating has gone off, and it's -1 Celsius. Savage Dragon is freezing, so he makes fuel in order to warm both himself and SashaTheBugEye up. With not enough supplies to make anything else, Savage Dragon heads to bed to get some much needed sleep. We are now running very low on food, and before the day ends, Sasha can only eat some raw vegetables. It will not get rid of all her hunger, but at least she will not starve to death. It's night 8, and there's only 2 of us remaining. Savage Dragon will remain in the shelter on guard, while SashaTheBugEye heads out. We decide to head to the warehouse as it has huge amounts of food. We take lockpicks with us and the crowbar. SashaTheBugEye arrives and realises that she has heard of this place and needs to be careful. Armed individuals have been seen here. We find a note on the wall. Someone is looking for a lady named Lena, and will be in the marketplace every day at noon looking for her. Whilst we're there, we find 1 tinned canned food, electronic parts, fertilizer, wood, components and gunpowder. Unfortunately, we cannot risk going further in to discover what else could be there, as we see the armed men. If they see us, they will shoot at us. We must leave straight away. We head back to the shelter. It's day 9, and Sashi returns with some food, but they need a lot more. SashaTheBugEye hasn't eaten for a couple of days, so she eats the tinned canned food. We would like to make traps in order to catch small animals, but we do not have enough parts. Sasha, who was feeling down, decides to drink some moonshine, while Savage Dragon heads to bed. SashaTheBugEye is now drunk, and she starts singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. She's too drunk and tired to do anything, so she heads to bed herself. Just as they both fall to sleep, there is a bang on the door. Savage Dragon awakens and heads down to see who it is. It's a trader. Perhaps we can get some parts. We make a trade. We ask for parts and food, and we have to give him herbal medicines. We may live to regret that later. SashaTheBugEye gets up to make some fuel so they can try and cook, while Savage Dragon makes a moonshine stall. Sasha is still but drunk and struggling to make the fuel, and Savage Dragon is feeling depressed and not happy about making anything. SashaTheBugEye uses the stove to melt some of the snow into water. They will need this in order to cook now they have some food. The day is starting to near the end, so Savage Dragon eats a tinned canned food because they do not have to cook that first. Still wanting to make traps with some small animals, Savage Dragon heads back to the trader to see what else we can get. We make 2 additional trades. Our first trade is to get wood, and we give them fertilizer and electronic parts. Our second trade is to get components, and in order to get some, we have to give him pills, bandages, gunpowder and electronic parts. We really may regret this if we get injured or become unwell. Unfortunately, we cannot trade for any more parts as the trader has run out. We will have to hope we find some when we go out tonight. SashaTheBugEye, who is still very drunk, decides that she's going to eat some more tinned food to try and sober herself up. Night comes. SashaTheBugEye is too drunk and unable to be on guard this evening. Savage Dragon cannot risk going out and leaving no one on guard. Will we live to regret this? Okay, thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope you're enjoying the series so far. If you are, please give it a like. If you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments. As always, please check out the rest of the agents' videos and their personal channels, which will be in the description below. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.